Comedy is the hardest genre to do well. It's hard to make a comedy that everyone loves. Or maybe it's hard because there's already been a benchmark comedy made. And we judge everything we watch against that. Flying High, as it's known in Australia, or Airplane for pretty much everywhere else, was released in 1980 and was the first comedy that I remember seeing that I absolutely lost my mind to. For people of our age, and that would be middle-ish age, Flying High is the parody comedy to which every comedy is measured by. Utterly ridiculous and full of serious actors playing it straight. As a kid, nothing compared. How will it sit in 2026? Now, as you all know, I'm the captain, Captain Over. So joining me today is my Roger Murdoch, G-Man. How are you, mate?
I'm great. Look, I think what you meant to say was people probably just hitting their prime, just
yes.
Coming back to this movie, which is only a few years old, really.
Yeah.
But no, you're right, Whitey. It was one of those ones we used to laugh out loud as a kid, and it appeals to everyone.
Well, I think it was the
kids, adults.
We'll get to it in Overs and Unders, but I'm pretty sure it's the first proper comedy that I saw.
Yeah,
because in 1980, like
this and the Paul Hogan Show. Maybe a little bit of the Goodies.
Wow,
Benny Hill.
How good, mate? You're playing my tune.
Yeah, exactly.
They
were the only things you saw, but this was the first proper full-on slapstick comedy.
I'd never seen anything like it before.
Just rewatching it too. It's just constant gags in the background, visual gags.
Oh God,
like spoken gags. It's just constant.
It is non-stop. I would hate to do a count of the gags.
Yeah,
like it's hundreds and hundreds, and a couple that I sort of laughed at a lot this time, which I'm sure we'll get to. But I'm going to get it out front. One in particular is, would you like something to read? I'd like something light. Oh, here we go. Here's this pamphlet on famous Jewish sports people. And there's nothing on it. I laughed out loud.
Yeah.
I laughed out loud.
I've never remembered the two people fighting at the airport at the start, when
the announcers,
the red and the white.
Oh, it's so funny.
Because they mix up, and they're apparently married in real life.
Yeah.
So I've never really listened to that part of it, and I just was laughing, thinking it like there's a way they just go on and on.
Mate, one of the great quotes in that is like, "Stop this white zone shit. Stop with your white zone shit." Yeah, it's amazing. We are, of course, Born to Watch, the movie podcast where we don't take the movies or ourselves too seriously unless it is the Snorbs Report. And as it's Sans Damo today, there'll be no Snorbs Report.
Could have been a Snorbs Report here. It's Snorbs Reportable.
I think it's Snorbs Reportable.
There definitely is. There's some jigglings.
Yeah, there is. There's some Snorbs.
There's some Snorbs.
That was quite random. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Mate, and look, we should mention we are sitting in a new environment today. So over the break, this is our first recording for 2026.
It is.
And we're in some new environs. And it's sort of a work in progress so far. But
look, new year, new us.
This is
we're always innovating.
It was our New Year's resolution. Yeah. Just be better.
I'd probably, if anyone's watching this, we might need to start wearing hats.
Yeah. It's a bit shiny.
The lights are right above us.
Well, we're going to do something about those lights because it's not doing anything for the top of our heads. Mate, Overs and Unders, 1980 movie, 46 years old, always been in our lives. Look, I'm going to be conservative. I'm gone with 35. Where do you sit? Do you remember when you first saw it?
I'm too young to remember when I first saw it, but I know it was something that we hired out once we got our first video player from Grace Brothers, Ring 'em All, that we hired out. And because everybody could watch it, and I just remember all the family laughing this and just giggling because some of the jokes are so absurd, like the lineup, when they're slapping it when she goes to her. Just those kind of things. You'd never seen things like that. And it was, it must have been not long after it came out that I watched it, but I'd be comfortably 35 to 40 times, I reckon. Because back in those days, you didn't have a lot to watch. So those kind of things you watched over and over. There wasn't as much range.
Well, I think that Flying High definitely high on the rotation.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm the same. I think that it would have been, if this came out in 80, it's probably out on VHS 82. So we're probably looking at it around that time. And again, for the whole family, I remember my dad watching it. I do remember watching it with my dad and just chuckling, and him chuckling, which is probably even more uncommon. But yeah, good memories of that. But I'm like, God, over 50.
Mate, Paulie would have been, he'd have had this on and then thrown it straight in some Bengals afterwards.
Well, definitely. Early Bengals. Early Bengals. Early Bengals. Okay, G-Man, why don't you tell us about Flying High?
Okay, the in-flight comedy that airlines won't show. Another one was winner of no Academy Awards.
I like that one.
Or Airplane, what is it? It's a big metal thing with wings, but that's not important right now.
He is good.
Yeah, this is straight off the original cover. Voted one of the 10 funniest movies ever made by the American Film Institute, Airplane, or Flying High, is a masterpiece of off-the-wall comedy, featuring Robert Hayes as an ex-fighter pilot forced to take over the controls of an airliner when the flight crew succumbs to food poisoning. Julie Haggerty as his girlfriend stewardess co-pilot, and a cast of all-stars including Robert Stack, Lloyd Bridges, Peter Graves, Leslie Nielsen, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and more. Their hilarious hijinks spoof airplane disaster flicks, religious zealots, television commercials, romantic love. The list whirls by in rapid succession.
Certainly does. Yeah. It certainly is rapid.
It is a bit of an all-star cast.
Incredible cast. Yeah. And a lot of guys that aren't known for comedy, right?
Weren't known for comedy. Yeah. So Robert Stack, Lloyd Bridges.
What a voice has Robert Stack got?
Yeah, I know.
Incredible voice. Like I just remember him from Unsolved Mysteries. Right?
Yeah, him and Dennis Farina.
But his voice is golden.
Yeah, he's definitely a voiceover guy.
He has trained that voice.
Yeah. He's very good. But again, he was a serious actor. Yeah. Lloyd Bridges had done a lot of stage, a lot of serious, a lot of TV acting.
Definitely.
And
father to Jeff and Bo.
Yep. And Cindy.
Yeah, okay. Cindy Bridges.
Yep.
And Mandelbaum from Seinfeld.
That's right. That's all right. And Peter Graves as well, who's well known from
Mission Impossible.
Yep. So, those guys were very classically trained. And Peter Graves didn't actually want to be in the movie because he thought, he thought that it was going to be stupid. Like when he first, I think it was him, it was either one of them that read it and said, no, I can't do this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the director and the producer came and saw him and talked him into it and said, no, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be a comedy. So they had to get their head around it. He said to Robert Stack at one stage, like, I said the comedy, he said, we're the comedy.
Yes.
Like, we're the part of it because it's about us because we're serious actors and we're playing spoofs of ourselves.
Yeah. It's just so well done. Yeah. And nothing has come remotely close to doing it as well as this.
Yeah.
Like it is. I sat watching it last night and just chuckled all the way through it.
But when you look at like the directors and writers of this, that's what they've done. Hot Shots.
Yeah.
Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah.
Airplane 2. Yeah. Like that's all the things they've done.
Yeah. And Naked Gun.
Scary movies. Yeah. All those kind of things.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, well, let's watch the trailer. This is almost as long as the actual movie itself. So strap yourself in.
Stand by for the most extraordinary chain of events ever swept up into high adventure.
Hey, Larry, where's the forklift?
Forklift! It's over there with the baggage loader.
Well, that is long.
It's a long trailer, man.
But you do see what you're going to get out of it. And that's not even half of the gags in the movie.
Well, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah. It's it's a good pull-in to know what you're going to get.
Yeah, but God, like... It
does give a lot away.
3 minutes 30 for a trailer on a comedy is too much, I reckon. Critical thinking. IMDb rates Airplane / Flying High 7.7 out of 10. Certified fresh, 97% on the tomato meter.
That is high.
With an 89% popcorn meter score. 0% on the crime meter.
No crying in this one.
Yeah. which is opposite to the Stranger Things finale, which I watched the other night.
Lots of tears.
And I cried.
I haven't seen it. So.
Isabel cried a lot.
Really?
And I cried a bit. Yes. And Megan was appalled at both of us.
I'll wait for the incoming video.
Yeah, no, there's none. I would have blown up. IMDb equals 7.7. So these are movies that we have reviewed that have rated 7.7 on IMDb. Mission Impossible Fallout, Silver Linings Playbook, Dirty Harry, When Harry Met Sally, First Blood, A Few Good Men, Ocean's 11, F1 the Movie, The Hangover, The Goonies, Home Alone, and Taken.
Wow.
Pretty good group.
It's a big group to be in. But I think when you think back to this in 1980, this was a big movie. This was the third highest grossing comedy of all time when it came out.
Yeah.
It's behind Smokey and the Bandit and can't think of the other one. It was something around that
One
time.
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, The Shining. But it's like it was a huge movie.
Yeah.
Huge movie.
Well, it ranked like 5th in the year or something.
Yeah.
Like it was in a bumper year.
Yeah, in a bumper year.
In a bumper year. Now, Rotten Tomatoes equals 97%. Good Will Hunting, Jaws, Mad Max Fury Road.
Bloody hell. That's high.
High. 97's massive.
You just got to
do you know what though?
Shows you how big it was.
But also, I think it's because this movie is so acutely aware of what it is, and it doesn't try to be anything other than that. I think where comedies can fall down is that, well, let's use any Judd Apatow comedy. So Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin, probably even like Anchorman and stuff like that, where they get bogged down in inane story and emotion and all this kind of stuff. Is we don't need that shit. Yeah. We just want to laugh. And sure, those movies aren't the slapstick parodies that this is, but I think the comedies that are acutely aware of what they are successful, which is why Superbad's so good. The Hangover's so good. Anchorman to a point is so good.
Yeah.
But they occasionally just try and shoehorn shit in there that doesn't need to be.
Well, it's just a spoof movie. Like, this is exactly what they're doing.
100%.
It's all about the visual gags. That's all it is.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, mate. Couple of reviews. Where do you want to go first?
Bad.
Okay. Josh Larson of Larson on Film. Most of the jokes are groan-worthy and some are downright racist.
When did he write this?
Now, that review was written in 2003.
Okay, so
it was
23 years beyond when
it was very difficult to find reviews from the 80s. But even from 2003, I don't think a lot of it's racist. There's a lot of there's some caricatures. Don't get me wrong.
There's a few jokes, but I wouldn't say there's
I don't think there's like the closest thing, like Air Israel's.
Yeah,
is funny.
Yeah,
you know, the Jive Talkers are funny. The Hare Krishnas are funny.
Yeah,
like I don't think they're being picked on.
No, it's just slapstick, and it's not. Yeah. It's just supposed to be. It's everything's being picked on. Everything's being funny. In
no one's safe. Yeah, no one's safe. Okay, the good review. Jesse Hassinger, filmcritic.com. If Airplane isn't the funniest English language movie ever made, it could at least get into some spirited comedy fisticuffs.
Well, I think this was sort of genre setting, wasn't it? Like this kind of movie hadn't been done.
Benchmarking, I think it is.
And these guys are doing things like The Naked Gun and Police Squad and all those kind of. That's what came out of this.
Yeah, it's.
I think the pitting of, as we said before, of serious actors into this really just makes it even better, because these are people with long, serious backgrounds.
Yeah,
just going completely off the way.
It's funny that because then we found that as it got on, that it became a thing to try and get a comedic actor to be a drama actor. So Adam Sandler's had a crack, Will Ferrell's had a crack. All these, it's gone the other way.
Yeah.
Whereas very rarely, even now, do you see dramatic actors applying comedic chops.
Yeah.
You just don't see it.
No. I think Adam Sandler does very well as a dramatic actor.
I think he's amazing.
He's had some flops, but most of those have probably been comedies.
Mate, the two things that I can think of at the top of my head, which is Uncut Gems, which is unbelievable, depressing, and Hustle. Yeah, he's excellent.
He's amazing in those. Yeah,
he's great. I think he's a great actor. Yeah. I think he gets because he makes so many shit movies, especially now. Yeah. Like the movies he's making, really as a whole, his comedies aren't great.
So he's had some comedies are really good, and some that are like Zohan that missed. You know, there's been a few. Is it The Cobbler?
Oh, that was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
There's been a few,
but I really enjoyed a couple of his latest ones. Just Go With Me is really funny, where he goes to Hawaii, and I really like. As bad as Blended is, I still chuckle along, and I think I got to watch that with Belle, which was amazing. She loved it. Mate, Ordinary People, take it away.
Look, I want to talk. We've talked a little bit about the actors. I'll talk a little bit about the two stars in this because they were both in this. Both of them. I mean, Robert Hayes did lots of one-off TV before this, but he was in Airplane. He was in the sequel Airplane 2. He was in Starman. That
John
show.
Carpenter.
Yep. In 86, 87. Apart from that, a lot of TV jobbing. Didn't really go. No, this was, I know, and same with Julie Haggerty. She was a well-known stage actress, but this was her first movie.
They're both,
and again,
they're both pretty good-looking.
Yeah,
people. Like, there's no reason.
I mean, she was in What About Bob?
Yep.
Freddie Got Fingered. She was in Just Friends.
She's
the mum.
Yep, that's it. She's
quite good in that.
Yeah, she's
but
funny.
She didn't do a lot. She was in She's the Man as well, but didn't do a lot apart from that, as in big roles.
Yeah.
So neither of them went on to really big starring careers.
Yeah.
Lots of TV work, lots of smaller movies.
Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
I reckon Robert Hayes definitely would have been on Murder, She Wrote.
Definitely could have been. He's been on heaps of shows in the early days. He did a lot of voiceover work too for like in 86 did a lot of the Iron Man voices in 86 and 90s for cartoons for the Iron Man part of some of those shows.
Nice.
Yeah. Leslie Nielsen we've talked about before.
We love Leslie.
Yeah. He went from Here to the Naked Gun, and that's he was a dramatic actor before that, and that sort of pigeonholed him into he's so good at delivering those one-off lines. Very, very good.
So good.
Frank Drebin. We've got Lloyd Bridges. Now, Lloyd Bridges, his early movies, he was in High Noon in 1952, but I think he started acting in the 1930s.
Yeah.
He was very early, but High Noon, he was in Sea Hunt. Now, that was before our time. That was in the late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
He had like 155 episodes of that TV show. That's a lot.
Shit.
Back then.
Yeah.
That's a lot of TV.
Sea Hunt. That sounds to me like it would have been a Sunday Arvo Channel 7 show for us.
Yeah.
Something like that.
He was in Roots in 1977. How the West Was Won. Obviously, he was in Joe vs. the Volcano and Hot Shots as well. Look, he did obviously we talked about him and his family, but he did a lot of TV and well-known Western actor back long before our time.
I saw credits all the way back to the 40s for him.
Yeah.
Like you've got to remember, he's pretty old in 1980.
Yeah. I mean, I think is it Robert Stack or one of Peter Graves? I think it's Peter Graves and Lloyd Bridges both had their first movies in the 1930s.
Wow.
That's when they had their first movie credits. It's crazy. But look, Lloyd Bridges was actually considered for the role of Captain Kirk on Star Trek, the William Shatner role. He was up for that, which a bit of a career changer if he. Oh well, I mean, he had a big career, right? But
you cannot imagine anyone else as Captain Kirk, right?
You can't. Can you?
It's now synonymous.
Robert Stack that we talked about, he did 119 episodes of The Untouchables, the original Untouchables.
He was Elliot Ness. Yeah, that's right.
In the original show. He's in Uncommon Valor in 83
with Hackers.
With Hackers and Patrick Swayze. He's also in Joe vs. the Volcano. And, of course, we talked about Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah. What a voice.
There wasn't a lot of those kind of documentary shows around that at that time, were there? And so I remember everybody loved that show because he was talking about murder mysteries.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of that.
The other one that I remember was Great Mysteries of the World with Leonard Nimoy.
Yep.
Which, again, that was another like Sunday afternoon, 4:00. And I just remember the start of it had the Easter Island statues, and it talked about the Bigfoot and all the kind of stuff. It was a really cool show.
Yeah, it was a good show. I remember that. Peter Graves, we talked about, he was in Star Lake 7. He was the original Mission Impossible, 143 episodes as Jim Phelps.
God. Who was then played by John Voight.
Yeah, John. Yep. Well, he refused to do the movie. So he didn't want to do the movie and reprise his role because he didn't want the character to go bad. So he didn't want him to die off at the end. So he said no, and they took on John Voight to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Would have been good if they could have gotten Peter Graves. Though.
Yeah.
God, that would have been good.
Yeah.
Good transition.
Exactly. Look, some others that appeared in here that you may not know about. So Barbara Billingsley.
Yeah, she's jive talking. Jive talking.
She's June Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver.
Beaver's mum, yeah.
Yeah, Beaver's mum. One that I didn't see that I looked at this time was Jonathan Banks.
Yeah, he plays Gunderson. He's the guy. He's got like 4 lines.
Yep.
He's 70 years, like 1,000 meters, 800 meters, 900 meters. And then he also says something else as well.
He does the rotisserie D's. How long is it?
Oh, that's the rotisserie. That's it. That's it.
But Jonathan Banks, you don't know, is the bad guy in Beverly Hills Cop, who's also in Breaking Bad as Trout.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul. Great. He's in Gremlins as well.
He's awesome.
Police chief.
He's really good.
Yep. One of the directors, Jim Abrahams, he was the second religious zealot who gets pushed aside by Stack.
There's a few of them.
Yeah.
He beats about 10 of them.
Yep. He's just had a cameo there. One of the others, Jerry Zucker's mother, David Zucker and Jerry Zucker's mother, Charlotte, was the woman doing the makeup.
Oh, really?
It gets it all face. It was in the.
Have you ever done that to Chrissy? Does Chrissy do a makeup in the car?
No.
So Megan, because Megan's late everywhere, Megan has a bag of makeup that she takes in the car, and she does makeup in the car. And every now and again, she like be doing like lipstick, and I'll jam the brakes on it, and she's like, "Fuck you!" And it's because of Flying High.
Another one we had in there was you may not have seen this. Was the windshield wiper who falls off the plane?
Is it Jimmy Walker?
It's Jimmy Walker.
I've got it in question time.
He got shot in the lips.
I thought it was
Jimmy Walker.
We talked about. We did Die Hard 2 for Christmas that you missed out on, and we talked about Jimmy Walker on that because John Amos was on it, the dad from Good Times.
Yeah.
Right, but also Morgs. He also said in lookalikes that you, if I can find it, it's quite funny. Hang on, where did I put it? I think I hang on. We'll edit this so that it seems a bit. Yeah. He says that there's a lookalike in Good Times for you. And my response, harsh call on the G. So, yeah.
She does have small teeth.
She does have small teeth. And he goes, she's also got that gap that Gow used to have before he got it fucking fixed. Yeah, so it was a rough lookalike. It was a rough lookalike.
Jesus.
Yeah. Got to be careful when you're not around.
I know.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2026, eh?
This is it.
That's really it. So that's the cast.
Okay. Yeah, I was cacking. Thinking, I wonder if that's Jimmy Walker.
Yeah. He met the director, Hawkosh, and he just sort of said, I'd love to be in the movie. So they just gave him a small walk on. I got paid like $600.
So funny.
And just got a small part in it.
Opens the boot.
Yeah.
Opens the bonnet, checks the thing, closes the bonnet. It's funny. Then falls off. What about box office and any awards, Gow?
No awards.
Damn it.
Came through. What I did, there's limited information. So the international or the overall gross for this was $83.5 million. Had a $3.5 million production budget. Was filmed in 35 days.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that's
20 times.
4 weeks and 7 days.
Thanks, fucker.
But yeah, so the first 2 days of it was an instant hit. The first 2 days of the gross covered the budget.
Wow.
First 2 days.
Imagine like a movie, that's like 25 times.
Yeah, it cost them 3.5. They made 83.5. Yeah. So they made 80 million.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Stuff.
So yeah, that was, and that put them into 4th spot for the year at 83.45 million.
Do the top 5, Gow, because have you got it there?
Yep. Top 5. A top 1 here is Star Wars Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
$549 million. Yeah. 9 to 5 in 2nd spot.
Great movie.
103 million. But 103 million, right? So 549 was number 1. 103 million is number 2. Stir Crazy was 101 million.
Another good movie.
First movie we ever got on our
VHS.
Yeah. Airplane was number 4 at 83. Any Which Way You Can.
Oh,
another great movie. That was only 70 million, like compared to others. Private Benjamin, number 6. Coal Miner's Daughter, number 7. Smoking the Bandit 2 at number 8. Friday the 13th, and then the Blues Brothers rounding out the top 10.
Good 10. Good top 10.
Now that year, 1980, the best picture was Ordinary People.
Ordinary people. Donald Sutherland is Ordinary People.
Robert Redford, Ordinary People. He was Best Director, and he starred in that too. Best Actor was Robert De Niro in Raging Bull, Sissy Spacek in Coal Miner's Daughter. I watched that not long ago. Really good movie.
Is it good?
Yeah. It's interesting because it's about is it Loretta Lynn?
Okay. Yeah,
So
I don't know
it's,
anything about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So
Never seen it.
Timothy Hutton, Best Supporting for Ordinary People, and Mary Steenburgen for Melvin and Howard as Best Supporting Actress.
Okay. A movie I want to see that's tickled my fancy. It's just come on to Netflix. Train Dreams with Joel Edgerton.
Right.
Looks really good. He's a logger in America. It's about the building the train line through the forest and stuff. And I think, but it's giving me Man from Snowy River vibes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got that kind of look.
Yeah.
He looks like a bit of a grizzled Jim Craig.
Right.
But no horses. But I think I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
I think it looks good. Yeah.
I just heard, by the way, too, that the Night Manager 2 second season.
Yeah, that starts.
Series,
it's just started, I think.
Yeah, it just started.
On yesterday, maybe.
I'm into that.
The first season was excellent.
First season, unreal. If you've not seen The Night Manager, go and watch it.
He's
Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston is very
Hugh
very
Laurie.
good. Tom Hiddleston is very good.
Really, really good.
And it was a bit of the first one I took a bit to watch it. It maybe took a year to watch it, I reckon, The Night Manager. And then I binged it in like 2 days.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. It's not a long series.
And I tell you what, the first season came out, 7 years ago? 7 years ago?
It's been a while.
It was a while.
Great show.
Great show. Anything else, G?
That's it.
Okay, we're doing something a little different. We're doing a mystery pick here for 1980 hit sleeper dud. We're going to go, G. What's the movie? What does it fit into? Talk to me.
It's very easy.
Hang on. So I need the list of movies. I reckon I could pick it if I saw it. Have you already mentioned it?
No.
Is it Any Which Way But Loose?
No, which is one of my favourites of all time. It's Chuck.
Oh, no, The Octagon.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
I was looking and I go, Cow's going to do that.
The other one I had for hit was Breaker Morant.
Oh, what a
good movie.
Yeah, that is underrated.
Yeah. Brian Brown, Edward Woodward.
Shoot Straight, You Bastards.
Yeah.
Jack Thompson.
Yeah. I watched that only 6 months ago. It was on and I just watched it. I hadn't watched it since I was a kid. Great movie.
Yeah. I've started The Octagon. I want to watch it.
Score.
It's great.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I haven't started it. I was like, I'm not sure if I've seen it all the way through.
Really good. Chuck in his prime.
Yeah. There's not much prime. I've talked about Chuck the other week, and I might be out on Chuck.
What?
Yeah, I
watched Lone Wolf McQuaid not long ago.
Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out on this, and I talked about it the other week, but I think he has a very small window of good.
Yeah, Code of Silence.
Well, I'm not sure that it's okay.
Yeah, we did that. Didn't
we did it, and we were like,
it was okay.
Yeah. But like Lone Wolf McQuaid is okay. The first 30 minutes are fucking ridiculous. I just think I don't know.
He's an action. He's Braddock. He's missing an action. He's just an action.
Yeah. I think he did his best work with the tug toner or whatever his fitness thing was that he did.
The tug.
But don't get me wrong. Like I still enjoy watching some of his stuff, but I might be selling my shares in Chuck.
He was in one avenue, definitely.
Yeah, and they're all the same movie. He's just got different clothes on.
He didn't cross into comedies.
No, he didn't. That would have been way out of his depth.
What have you got?
Okay, well, I've got Empire Strikes Back.
Of course.
The greatest sequel ever made. Recently voted the greatest science fiction movie ever made. Not just by me, but by many people. But it is the way to make a sequel. And we talked about it.
Is it like voted best sequel ever made by the members of Board Watch?
Yes. But it's the way a sequel should be made. And we talked about good sequels and bad sequels the other week with Damo. Myself and Damo talked about it. And that's how you make a sequel. And my other one is another movie we have covered, The Shining.
Yeah. I had that on the list.
And
there's so many in 1980.
80 was a great year.
It was a really
good year.
There's heaps
you know
of
what?
stuff.
Could be the best of all time.
It could be. Raging Bull.
Mate, there's some great movies in 1980.
Caddyshack.
Oh, God.
The Blue Lagoon.
Well, I thought about talking about The Blue Lagoon, but that might give people the wrong idea.
That was on TV not long ago. I watched that again too. Like I didn't watch all. I caught probably 15 minutes into it.
Are they dead at the end?
No, they see the boat. They wave it, then they just say no, and they walk back into the bushes.
Right. Do they get what? Don't they get the berries on the boat? Is that a thing? Does that happen in the book?
I think that's the someone does, but not the two.
Okay, all right.
They get told not to eat the berries.
Yeah, they get told not to eat
one
the
of them
berries.
does. She gets sick, I think.
Okay, all right.
But then the person they're with dies, and then they just grow up. But in the end, they come out and they see the boat, and then they just
so to stay
by
on
then, and they just go back in the bushes and
okay.
go, no.
All right.
They're institutionalized or islandized by then.
Well, it'd be hard to give it up.
Mm.
All right, well done, G-Man. Question time. We've already talked about it, but is this the first comedy movie you remember?
So I said, yeah, Stir Crazy was the first, like it's one of the first ones I saw because that was the night we bought our VHS recorder at Grace Brothers. We took Stir Crazy and another movie, and I can't think of what it was, but definitely that was the first one we watched.
Yeah,
and Gene Wilder, I loved him.
Orca.
He was awesome.
Orca.
Was it Orca?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't Orca. It was something else. Probably one of the earliest ones I remember seeing.
Yeah. I think
we were only young too, that imprints on you because they were so funny.
Yeah, definitely. We watched See No Evil, Hear No Evil the other week. Just before Christmas.
Yeah.
So good, so funny. You've already answered it, Gow. I asked.
In red.
Yeah, is that Jimmy Walker cleaning the windows? You've already answered it.
Yeah.
It's nearly impossible now. Gow, you've travelled with young kids.
Yes,
we've travelled together with young kids.
Yes,
and it's borderline impossible to get a bassinet. You know, there's bassinets that pull down for the kids to sleep in on a plane. There's like 2. How do you get a full-blown hospital bed onto the plane?
It's in my bag. I was like, how do you get someone who needs a heart transplant onto a commercial flight? Yeah, just throw up the bag there and she'll be right.
Yeah, she'll be right.
The doctors just ring the captain beforehand and go,
just watch the IV.
Yeah, it's like it's just so. And again, you can't bag it because it's so slapstick.
Yes,
stupid that you go, well, of course they're going to do that.
Yeah, of course.
Of course they're going to get a stretcher on the plane. There's going to be, apparently there's just room to put a stretcher too.
Yeah, a lot of room.
Yeah.
And there's only 40 people on the plane. It's the smallest big plane I've ever seen.
It's only got like one section.
Yeah. It's the smallest. And it's double seats. And it's whether they were only seeing business class get sick, I don't know. But is this the biggest cockpit ever designed to have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the co-pilot?
That's amazing, isn't it?
He'd need to fly in the Concorde. He'd need to pilot the Concorde with the big long nose for his legs.
I read an article. There was a talk about an article. Did you hear about this? In 2008, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went. He told the story of being on a European flight. Was asked to sit in an empty seat in the cockpit. Yeah. Because the captains, the people on that plane wanted to say they flew with Roger Murdoch, so they got him to sit there while they took off.
That's funny. Okay, so old Ted Stryker is a punish to sit next to.
Oh my God!
Now
I'd forgotten how punishing he is.
Oh God! And we spoke about on Die Hard too about how planes used to be quite social, that you could sit next to someone and talk, and now you just work your earphones in. You wouldn't say a word to the person next to you. What's the best suicide scene? Which is the best? There's the hanging.
There's her hanging herself, the older lady.
There's Hari Kari.
There's the Hari Kari guy, yeah.
There's burning.
There's the Sikh trying to burn himself.
Yeah. And is there one more? Or is that it?
I can't remember. I think there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
I think the Sikh guy's funny because he looks at him and then he goes,
Yes, you should go.
Yes, you should go.
So, do you think Elaine went double diamond selling Tupperware or Supperware to African tribes?
The Tupperware. That was great.
I think she called it Supperware because they probably couldn't use Tupperware. But do you reckon she went double diamond? Do you reckon she gets up on the stage at the end of the year and they go, Elaine Dickinson, double diamond?
And she gets up and tells a story. I just started out. I started out like the rest of you.
I was just a single mum with the mortgage. People, multi-level marketing, fuck off. That's unless you listen to us and love multi-level marketing and then, yay marketing.
Then it's great.
Yay MLMs. Yay. Is the horse in the bed, just one of the worst things ever.
It's just like, again, you're just like, there's a horse in the bed. Like, it's just visual gag. You're like,
but
it's out of control.
But when the phone rang, I remembered when she picked the phone up, I go, there's a horse in this bed. And she goes, let yourself out. You know the way.
No.
It's implying she's having sex with the horse.
I know. And then it's just like, I was thinking to myself, what is this? Why is it needed? And they've just gone, yeah, throw it in.
Just like fucking hell.
The same with Clarence Over and his overt questions to Billy the Kid. And I'd forgotten all of that.
Yeah.
And when you watch it now, you're like, oh God, that's pretty full on.
You ever been in a Turkish prison? That's got to be like about Midnight Express.
Yeah, it's all that stuff. And Peter Graves was really uncomfortable.
I can imagine he would have been.
I don't want to do this. Like,
you ever seen a grown man naked? Fucking hell. All right. Tipping a bit into good, the bad, the ugly here, but like favorite scene. There's a couple that spring to mind for me, and one of them is the initial cockpit scene where Billy comes in and he has the to do. He asks him about if he's been to a Turkish prison, seen a grown man naked. And then he has the to-do with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar about my dad thinks you're lazy. I've been listening to this shit my whole life.
Ass up and down that court.
Yeah. Or the dance scene when Elaine and they're two that sort of spring to mind for me.
I think the ones that I always, and I had this in one of these in my good, were I think that's probably one of the things that people know this movie about.
Yes.
Along with I Am Serious, Don't Call Me Shirley.
Yes.
Because everybody quotes that.
Yes.
But I think they're the one that gets me, that cockpit one. And then also the scene we talked about before when they're shaking her in the sea.
Oh, God.
Also the drive talk is because you've never seen anything like that. Yeah. And always you're watching it and you're trying to listen to what they're saying.
My lasting memory of this movie is him doing the John Travolta point and the jacket coming back at him. And the gag being set up earlier where he throws his hat and moves and the hat comes and hits the barman in the head about a minute before that. That was my memory of this movie for so long. All right, well done. Born to watch only fans, people. Let's start 2026 off on the right foot again. We're 2 episodes in. It's 2026 and feeling good about it. Just share to a friend. Everyone, do yourself and do your friends a favor. Share Born to Watch. Let's make 2026 our best year yet. Thank you for supporting us so far, but we're looking for some organic growth, aren't we? Yeah.
Organic growth. That's what we want.
We love that. We love a bit of organic growth. Now we have a voicemail, and it's from an old mate who has now become obsessed with voicemailing us. I just
let her rip.
Let's go.
G'day, fellas. Choppers. I'm just checking before I do something I regard as drastic. I was listening to When Harry Met Sally for just the second time since you blokes recorded it. Rob Reiner film. And we lost poor old Rob a couple of weeks ago, murdered by his son, allegedly. Yeah, that's a great loss. He made some great movies. You've done a few of them. One of my favourites, A Few Good Men. Yeah, damn shame. But during that podcast, it was said that if you like corned beef, you should unfollow. I love corned beef. Corned beef with a bit of mustard or pickles, mustard pickles. So I just want to know if that still stands today or I'm okay to hang around. Thanks, fellas. Still love your work.
Couple of things here, because that was me who said that about corned beef. One, Chuppers, have you retired and moved into an aviary? That is the first question that I'd like you to answer. 2, it's only okay for you to have corned beef. Everyone else can get fucked because it is disgusting.
Corned beef's up there with Silverside. Can't have it.
Oh, God. Salty meat.
So I'm not. Do you reckon that Chuppers? Because every time he's like, I get the feeling he's either on the way to work and he calls us from the car, or maybe he's had a couple of beers down the pub.
I think it's the latter.
He's on the way back, and he's.
I think he's one of the lucky ones that may have finished work. I think he's retired.
Right,
Chuppers, and I think he spends his time in between tending to his flock of birds in his aviary, or listening to Born to Watch, or doing both at the same time.
Is he a primary producer like Morgs? Is he on the land?
Well, they sound like finches.
I mean, if you've got 6 chickens, you
This
qualify.
is it.
But yeah, let us know, Chuppers. But thanks for the feedback. No, definitely corned beef's in for you.
Lots of questions. I know that Morgs asked the other day about whether we sent arty nudes, and Chuppers sent a message on Spotify saying that just be careful what you ask for, essentially. We don't want any arty nudes, and Chuppers, you don't want any of my arty nudes. That's for sure.
You don't want the Men of League calendar made in Bali.
No, you do not want that.
Bali in 1994.
You do not want that. The good, the bad, and the ugly. This is going to be interesting. G-Man, good.
We've been through a couple of things already, over, under. Really love that scene. I think just the amount of gags that constantly go on is great, because there's always something, whether it's overtly what they're talking about, whether it's something in the background, there's always something going on. The Jaws opening was really good.
Yeah.
I really like that. The other one was the magazine that Captain Over's reading at the, when he's standing at the thing.
What is it?
Do you know what the magazine is?
I'd forgotten to look.
Modern Sperm Magazine. He's just reading it at the counter.
Fucking hell.
As soon as I was just thinking, chunky asses?
Butt cake?
Butt cake.
It's a sequel to butt pie.
But yes, also when the Jive talker, when Beaver's mum is talking, and one of the black guys, he goes, shit, and then now it comes on the screen, golly.
Yeah. The Jive talking was good. It was. There's no way you could understand anything.
No, they tricked it. I read about it. The two of them were talking, and they tricked it up more so that you couldn't really understand it. Like, you can understand some words.
Yeah. Oh, is that it, mate?
That's it.
Okay. You've already mentioned it. The airport announcers are fucking funny, and I'd forgotten how long that gag goes for. It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it goes for
it's still going as he's going into the terminal. Very funny.
Oh, sorry. I forgot Tab Cola.
Oh, yeah.
Tab.
Oh, yeah.
Like they had so many tabs in the movie.
Yeah, Tab. I love it when Ted Stryker turns up, parks on the gutter. The guy gets in his cab, and he goes, I'll be back in a minute. The guy sits in the cab. Ted then reaches through and starts the meter and then walks off. I'm like, you can't fucking start the meter, mate. And then at the very end of the movie, the guy goes, I'll give him another 20 minutes. He's been sitting in the thing the whole fucking time. The Girl Scout fight.
Yeah, the Girl Scout fight's awesome. I forgot about that.
Fucking hell. What are they doing in that bar anyway?
Yeah.
For one, it's
one of the worst. But it's just so slow. It's one of the worst bars and dives to be.
Oh, God.
And there's two of those Girl Scouts having a fight. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, and that leads into the dance scene where, and then Ted goes, fate shone on me that day, and then the guy gets stabbed in the back, and he starts doing the dance, and she's mimicking him, and then he falls over, and Ted moves in. It's fucking funny. Ted's drinking problem, so just he can't actually drink.
He throws it on the
throws
side
it in his face, throws it away, throws it. It's fucking funny. I love the bit on the beach when he goes, yeah, we're going to fly in from the north, from Drambuie or whatever, and we're going to come in. We've got this. And he goes, when do you leave? I can't tell you that. It's classified.
Again, just constantly nonstop.
Oh, my God. Walking the guitar up the aisle and just like banging all the heads, it just makes you feel, because I sit on the aisle, as you do too a lot, is that those fuckers always bump you.
People do.
Always bump you.
Someone's going to cop my snappy rage when they belt my shoulder one too many times.
Jesus. All the suicides. I think it's the only time you can say that suicide's funny. Like, but when you
he's punishing though, and that's the whole point. Like, he's so bad.
When you see the old lady hanging from the rafters at the first one, the old bird, I was cacking myself.
The funny is because she says nervous flyer, and then he sort of says something, and then he starts to straight away, her eyes roll, and she goes, oh.
Yeah.
She's in for the whole thing.
Yeah. Captain Over getting sick as Leslie Nielsen explains the symptoms. And he just goes through all the symptoms. He goes, and then he'll get flatulence.
I love how they just ignore it.
Let's keep talking. Fucking hell. Oh, the autopilot blowjob.
Yeah.
As a young kid seeing that was
also
fucking hilarious.
The hands on the boobs.
Oh, God.
And she couldn't get them off.
So funny. You've already mentioned the slap lineup. Leslie Nielsen talking to everything is going to be okay, and his nose starts to grow like Pinocchio. Fucking hell.
There's
like
hundreds of them.
It just never stopped. Vulture in the cockpit. Like, I know you're going to land the plane. Everything's going to be okay. And there's a vulture in the cockpit behind Ted Stryker. I'm just like, fucking hell. Air Israel.
Oh, what about when the chick knocks the IV out?
Oh, God.
And the mum.
It's just the mum. It's just the mum. And then she starts to panic. Get into crash positions. We saw it on the trailer. Fucking hell. And then Lloyd Bridges is incredible once he sniffs the glue. Guess this is a bad day to give up sniffing glue. First, I guess I picked a bad week to quit smoking. Guess I picked a bad week to quit drinking. Guess I picked a bad week to quit sniffing glue. And then he's high on the glue. It's fucking unbelievable.
Dives out the window.
Oh, my God. But just that bit, he sniffs the glue, and the next time you see him, his hair's all up. He's high as a kite. Fuck's sake. That's it. Look, I've left probably 50 things out.
Oh, there's a million. We can't get everything. There's a million of them.
You got anything for bad?
Bad, I had. Again, we talked about why would they have a sick girl at the bed and passenger plane, but I'll let that go.
Yeah.
We talked about Ted Stryker and his drink. And he's got a drinking problem. And he throws it in his eye.
Yep.
But then in the next scene, his shirt's dry. He's got the purple shirt on. The next scene, it's dry.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, again, it's picking. The other one was that everyone that had fish but didn't got sick, except the wife, because they both had fish and the kid didn't.
Yeah.
And then she said what he had. He had fish for dinner and she didn't get sick.
No, she didn't get sick.
Yeah. So that was the only thing.
Good pick up, G.
Yeah.
Good pick up. And then I've got to say, watching it like ages ago, it would seem that there's heaps of people sick, but there's like 4 people sick. And 3 of them are in the cockpit, and then there's like 2 other people that are sick.
Yeah.
So there's not heaps of people sick.
And both the pilots.
Yeah.
Where it's a well-known, and it was a rule at the time that you're not allowed to have the same meal. These kind of things.
Yes.
So they would never have done it, but anyway.
I reckon this had a massive effect on airline food.
Mate, I wouldn't eat fish on an airline. I still probably wouldn't because this is a kid. You're like, oh, you eat the fish. The fish get you sick.
I don't really eat I don't eat airplane food really.
No, only on long haul.
Yeah, but even that I'd get, especially now that they provide with like cheese and bickies and all that kind of stuff. I just prefer to eat that shit.
Yeah, but
rather than meals.
If you're on a 15-hour flight, that's But some of the meals these days aren't bad. It just depends on the airline.
Yeah.
So.
Look, I don't really have anything for bad. One thing I left out for good: 87 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is the difference, I think, between this kind of comedy and modern comedies is that would try to be a 100-minute movie.
Yeah, it's perfect. Like it doesn't need any more. Like you get the audience's attention. You get the story.
It's perfect.
It wraps up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It doesn't need a big ending.
Doesn't need to be. You got anything for ugly?
No.
I've got the horse in the bed.
That's
just because that is just a bad look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horse in the bed and Peter Graves's comments to the kid.
Oh, God.
I know it's supposed to be funny. Yeah, just some of them are funny, but it's
pretty funny. Quick fire.
All right, let's do it.
Say hello to my little friend. Stuff that might have gone over into pop culture, G, I think.
Surely You Can't Be Serious.
Yeah, that's the main one I've got. Over and under.
Over under. Especially our dads used to say, Roger, over under all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, they did.
So that would be the 2 things to me that have definitely gone over.
Yeah. Pig face lick out's biggest dick character.
Ted Stryker.
Oh, he's a bit of a tool, isn't he?
So annoying.
He's annoying.
He's annoying. I don't think there's anyone there's no one else in it that's bad.
There isn't. I was trying to think of a character.
There's no nemesis. There's no bad person in it.
No. 5-minute movie.
How would you make a 5-minute movie? They don't have fish on the plane.
She says, okay, I'm not leaving you. and then he doesn't get on the plane, and then we don't have the story anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Olivia Newton-John, Nico Toscani, Steven Seagal, bad athletic prowess.
For fuck's sake, Stephen, this is not real life.
It's not real life.
I don't know if there's anything that's really bad. Nothing stood
Well,
out to me.
they're all sitting
They're
down.
all sitting down. There's not a lot that can go
Some
on.
of the slapping, the nun slapping is not ideal.
No. Actually, I meant to say that before, that when Leslie Nielsen slaps her the second time, he actually hit her. And it was accident. Like, he slapped, and then when he slapped off, he went really quick. She just rolled with it, luckily, but he apparently got it.
Well, it was an added bonus for him.
I don't
he was
know.
really getting his licks in.
I don't know if it was ad-lib, and then he just did the second one, because it's actually quite funny.
It is funny. Alien robot sentries. Do we need any additional scenes?
I don't think so. They do the backstory. They go into the backstory, which is part of the funny part that he just whines on about. No one can stand it. So I don't think there's anything else you really need to know. I mean, they're on a plane. People get sick. He has to overcome his trauma to land the plane.
Yeah,
that's really it.
Yep. Look-alike, Morgs-like, anything?
Yes, Otto, the bloke that looked like Fat Morgs in his prime.
Did a bit.
Yeah.
I thought that the stripy shirt dancer, the old digger that's next to the jukebox that starts with the dancing, that he danced like Morgs.
He does dance like Morgs.
It's got as much rhythm as Morgs.
Yeah. I would say the guitarist we talked about, that reminded me of Morgs, just clumsy as hell. That'd be him on the bass, knocking someone's line.
Well, her singing the
Clumsy
song made me think about some of the songs that Morgs sung in the past.
Oh, Morgs is a songwriter. He's a triple threat in the song world.
He's a triple threat of something. Last one.
No, the other one I had was I think that Lloyd Bridges, particularly when he sniffs the glue, like, the look after, he looks a little bit like Des Hasler, and a little bit like old friend John Toilet.
He does look actually good.
And has the same voice.
Yeah, same voice. Picked the wrong week to give up sniffing glue. Brad Pitt, person you'd most like to join the Mile High Club with. Who you got? There's not a heap to choose from.
There's not. There's
Boob Lady.
The Boob Lady. So the jiggling boobs.
Yes.
That was a lady named Kitten. I can't think of the surname, but she was Miss Nude 1980 and 1981. They got her in the movie. And she wasn't the nude.
Oh, I thought she might have been the nude.
No, it wasn't the same person, but she just did that scene.
Okay.
She's uncredited in that.
Okay.
So maybe her.
Okay.
Maybe the blonde singer.
Randy the hostess.
Yeah, Randy the hostess.
Yeah, I've got Randy. But there's something about Elaine too.
Yeah.
She's pretty, but I think it's Randy the hostess. Yeah. She looks like she'd be a bit of fun.
Yeah.
She's a bit dismissive too, which I quite like. I don't want her to treat me too nicely.
No.
Treat
her mean.
Yeah. I like to be treated mean. Well done, G-Man. We've done it again. Now, this is the part of the show where we do the Snorms report. Gow's already mentioned
the two sets.
Kitten.
Whatever her name was.
Snorby. But that's it. Listen to this, G. What do you have?
Well, speaking of the singing nun on the movie.
Yep.
The singing nun there. Maureen McGovern. So there was another movie called Angie that came out in 1979, which Robert Stack was in.
Yep.
She's an actual singer. She sung the theme songs for the Poseidon Adventure, the movie, the song, the morning after, and also We May Never Love Like This Again from the Towering Inferno. Oh. So her doing that was just a poke at her own self for being a very successful singer.
Yeah, right.
The video, do you know what the video game being played by the controllers was?
It was some basketball game, but what was it called?
It was Atari 2600.
Yeah.
I want Atari 2600. Their basketball game from 1978. We did a lot of it. The movie dialogue between Ted Stryker, like Surely You Can't Be Serious, that was voted the number 79 movie quote by the American Film Institute of all time.
Well, I reckon it could be higher than that.
Could be. But when you think of it, all the quotes in the movies, there's a lot of really, really well-known ones.
Yeah.
We talked about the actors being no nonsense. Robert Stack, because he was quite well known at the time, he was offered a percentage of the movie or an extra $20,000. And because it was a slapstick, they didn't think it was going to be successful. He took the $20,000.
Oh, God.
Grossed $80 million.
Wow.
$3 million. Anyway, bad luck, Robert.
Oh, Jesus. What about Aero Mexico was the only airline to buy the movie for their in-flight entertainment? What about they're watching the in-flight entertainment? It's a big plane crashing.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Great.
In the scene where the husband turns on the air for his sick wife, when she's got the blanket on, in the background on the over her right-hand shoulder, there's a man with a beard, and that beard was supposed to fly off in the wind.
Right.
But the adhesive was so good that it wouldn't go, and you can actually see him
Trying to loosen
it to get it to go, but it won't go. And also that it was also noted that Kareem wasn't really acting when he erupted at the kid, at Joey, Joey or Billy, whatever his name is, following his criticisms about his performance. And so when he grabbed the kid, his expression was real because he snapped a bit. Take it personal.
Yeah.
What else have I got? Not much. You've already mentioned that the announcers were married, which I think is fucking hilarious.
I got another one. The disco radio station movie is WZAZ.
Yeah.
Now that's obviously the directors would call themselves ZAZ.
Yeah. Zuckers. Yeah.
So interesting. And they also, one of the microphones had that in the control tower as well. WZAZ.
Not the ice cream cone.
No.
Well done, G-Man. Quotables. Anything?
Oh, look, we've gone through a lot of them already. I mean, we've got Surely You Can't Be Serious. I Am Serious, Don't Call Me Shirley. You talked about a heap of them before. There's so many, hospital. What is it? It's a big building with patients, but that's not important. And I think those kind of jokes, I just remember, there's not as many in the movies you think there are, but I just remember everyone used to say those because it was so stupid.
Hospital, what is it? Yeah. What about, excuse me, Captain Nova, but I have an emergency call for you on line 5 from Mr. Ham. All right, give me a ham on 5, hold the mayo. Fucking hell. It's just like...
What about him to Dickinson? What was he had for dinner tonight? Well, we had a choice of steak or fish. Yes, let's remember. I had
lasagna. What about, excuse me, I was happening to be passing and I thought you might like some coffee. Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. Oh, won't you sit down? Cream? No, thank you. I take it black, like my men. That kid's like, what? I take it back like my men. And then it was in the trailer, but Johnny, what can you make out of this? This? Why? I can make a hat or a brooch or a pterodactyl.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's a lunatic.
It's quite funny because he just gives it a little bit more slapstick down on the ground.
Sake. Crazy. Have you ever been in a cockpit before? You ever seen a grown man naked? Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
There's tons of them.
How Peter Graves said that? Like,
yeah, I know.
He must have been saying, "Then what the fuck are you making me do?"
Exactly.
Crazy.
What about Leslie Nielsen coming back in the cockpit like 4 times? I just want to tell you all, we're all counting on you.
After they've landed. Okay, 1 degree of Kurt Russell, G. I couldn't find anything.
I don't think I couldn't find.
I couldn't find anything.
1 degree of Kurt Russell on this.
All right, Film School for F-Wits. I thought I'd do something parody comedies done right and wrong.
Okay.
Top 5. Number 1, Top Secret, starring Val Kilmer. Hot on the heels of Flying High. Pretty much feels almost the same. Just absolutely absurd jokes. Absolutely packed full of it. Val Kilmer's actually really good in the lead role. And all I remember is the guy and the cow sucking the udder. And it's the guy's dick. That's all I remember of that movie.
Well, you're a kid. That's
I was a kid. That's all I remember as a kid. That's all I remember, kid. Now, a movie we've already covered, The Naked Gun. Obviously, I think we really enjoyed watching The Naked Gun again. Thought it was really funny.
Still funny.
Leslie Nielsen, Priscilla Presley, George Kennedy, among others. But again, Leslie Nielsen is just incredible as Frank Drebin. And it's that same deadpan delivery that he killed in this movie that he took into that one. Same creative team as well. Number 3, Hot Shots. Charlie Sheen, Lloyd Bridges. It's another, again, piss taking on Rambo and Top Gun and all these things.
I mean, these three, the Zuckers and Abraham, writing and directing things, they know their genre, they know their lane.
Yeah.
They do it very, very well.
Absolutely. Number 4, moving away from them, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So John Cleese, Eric Idle, Michael Palin, the whole Monty Python team. But again, so quotable. Holy Grail and what's the other one? Life of Brian.
Yeah. I mean, as a kid growing up, they were before our time, but you always heard your parents and parents, friends saying some of those lines, and I never understood. Then you watch them and you go, that's where all that stuff comes from.
And they're not movies that I watched a lot of because they were quite before our time. Yeah. And I'm not probably as fond of the Monty Python stuff as what some of other guys that I know are.
Yes. It's something that I can see that people really love.
Yeah.
I like it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Super. I'll tell you, when I was a kid and I watched The Biggest Dickus, I've never laughed so hard.
Oh, it is so funny.
And he's trying to make them laugh.
Dickus. It is one of the funniest
And you
scenes.
see them actually laughing and he's trying to break them. And that's what makes it even better.
Yeah.
I barely laughed at that when I was a kid.
It's very funny. Very funny. Now, number 5, and it was the top, very hard to pick top 5, but number 5, Spaceballs.
Oh, Spaceballs is
Rick Moranis, Bill Pullman, John Candy, obviously Mel Brooks, and directed by Mel Brooks. And there's Spaceballs 2 coming.
Yeah.
But the piss take of Star Wars, it is really funny.
Mel Brooks is great. I mean, Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles you could put in there.
Yeah. He's got all those kind of moves. Spaceballs was really, really good.
Any others you think, G?
I don't know. There's some of the
There's some good ones.
I don't know. There's a lot. Probably.
There is a lot. Now, and it's funny, all those movies are like 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
90s being the latest with, I think Spaceballs is like early 90s.
No, Spaceballs 87.
Okay, 80s. Okay, so then everything's in the 80s.
Yep.
Right? Everything there's in the 80s. This is where it goes wrong because I think that the wrongs, movies like Epic Movie, which stars Jennifer Coolidge, Stifler's mum, and there's like Epic Movie, Disaster Movie, Meet the Spartans, Date Movie, all these ones where it was like the movies, which was sort of trying to riff on the scary movie thing.
Yeah.
I think the issue is that the people aren't smart enough to take the piss.
Yeah.
I think people are still concerned about how they look or how it's going to be perceived. Whereas I think in the 80s, people didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right? You'd pick on whoever, you did whatever you want. I think that, like, it's just all these, so we've got Epic Movie, we've got Disaster Movie, Meet the Spartans, which has Carmen Electra in it. And it's, we're now talking about them ripping off 300.
Yeah.
Disasters movies ripping off all the disaster movies.
Not another teen movie.
Yeah. Date movies got Alison Hannigan in it, and that's sort of ripping off the American Pie sort of stuff. And then obviously the last one in the list is Scary Movie 5, which stars Ashley Tisdale, which is the Disney star. And by this, I'm done. I think after Scary Movie 3, it's over.
Yeah.
The funniest part of Scary Movie is the guy with the little hand, I think, in Scary Movie 2. Or Charlie Sheen with, I think Denise Richards is his wife in it, and she dies. She gets run up like in Signs.
Yeah.
Where she's up against the tree. Have you seen that? And he goes, she's dying. He goes, well, do you reckon I could get a couple of minutes with her? And she goes, no. If we move the car away, she's going to split in half. He goes, well, can I get some time with the bottom half?
Yeah.
And then he's like, he's got the donut and oh, mate, it's fucking hilarious.
We talked about it not long ago.
Yeah, we did. It's so funny. It is so funny.
Let's not forget Family Guy.
Oh, the Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Unbelievable.
It's awesome.
They are 3 of the best parodies ever made.
Great.
Blue Harvest, something, Dark Side, and It's a Trap, the last one?
Yeah, It's a Trap, yeah.
It's a Trap. Is so funny. They're
Great kid.
Great.
Don't get penisy.
Oh, my God. Han, I love you. Fuck off. Yeah. So there's 5 good parodies and 5 pretty average parodies. Kick-ass credit song. Now, I wrote something very quickly. Let me see if I can find it here. It's not very good.
You say that now.
But it actually came up really good with the house band.
Okay, so you're going to perform it.
I'll perform it.
A cappella?
I'll perform it, and then we'll tack on at the end of the episode, as per the run sheet now, that the house band will add their version to the end. It'll be played out. So here we go. It's called Steak or Fish.
Did the house band have to work over? I guess they did.
They never stop.
Yeah, they never stop.
They never stop. It's like they're like the kids in the Temple of Doom, the house band. They're like
they're working for Carly Ma.
Yeah, Molar Arm. I'm Molar Arm. And they're just working. Okay, so it's called Steak or Fish.
Right.
Oh, God, I don't even know how it goes. Was it the steak or fish you ate? People are going down. Sickness propagates. Kareem to the right and Graves to the left. Titstracker's kind of loopy. Will he save them all from death? Only one man can land it. He has PTSD. Sand and seaweed in his shorts from banging in the sea. He's got a drinking problem, but it's not what you think. Captain Nova's got some flatulence. The cockpit stinks. It's time for autopilot or we'll all be gone. He's starting to deflate. Blow his rubber schlong. Flying high, flying low. Strikers, demons on full show. Sweating buckets at the controls. He will save all the souls.
Very good. Covered a lot of ground there.
A lot of ground. It's mainly around Striker.
Yeah.
But that's really good. That's Steak or Fish. I hope that you guys appreciate what the house band do with it.
The cockpit stinks.
The cockpit stinks. And seaweed in the pants for banging on the sand or whatever. Star of the show, G-Man. This could be a record time for our episode today. Star of the show, who you got?
I don't really know who to go with. I might go with Otto.
Well, he steals the plane at the end.
He gets
a blowy.
He rips into Dickens Elaine.
Yeah, gets a blowy from Elaine, and then he's got his mate next to him.
Got his missus that he takes off with. I don't know. Again, I wouldn't say anyone's. I wouldn't. The two main actors that this aren't. I wouldn't say.
No, I don't think they're in the running.
I think you've got Leslie Nielsen. Obviously, has some great one-liners in this movie, and he steals a lot of that. But Robert Stack and Lloyd Bridges are the same, and I think the three of them all together add their own parts to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know anyone that really sticks out to me.
I liked Lloyd Bridges just for the sniffing glue bit.
Yeah.
And that's the bit that tipped me to go, actually, that's probably the bit I laughed at the most.
I might give it to WZAZ because I think that they wrote it.
Good idea.
They wrote it, they directed it, and they had to pitch it to the movie studios, and they really couldn't get anyone to get in it. They had to pitch it differently to try and get someone just to fund it. Once they did, they had a hit on their hands. So
yeah, of course.
They did a lot of hard work to get there, and then they managed to follow up with equally good shows, you know, Hot Shots, Naked Gun. So I'm going to give it to WZAZ.
Okay, good call. The Rank Bank. Got a few here. Vector Victors. Turkish Prisons. Equine Affairs. Glue Sniffers. Shirley's. Jive Talkers. Hysterical Beatdowns. Autopilot Blowjobs.
Autopilot Blowjobs is good. What was the first one?
Vector Victors.
No, there was another one. No.
Turkish Prisons. Glue Sniffers. What are you feeling?
I don't know. What do you reckon?
Well, I like Autopilot Blowjobs, but...
There we go. Let's do that.
But let's do that. It's quite synonymous with what the movie is, I think.
Or we could do Shirley's.
You know what? Let's do Shirley's.
Yeah, because that is quite well known.
Shirley's. G-Man, how many Shirley's are you giving Flying High?
I really liked this rewatch. You know, I mean, I've seen it so many times, so you kind of know. It was good. I haven't seen it for a long time, so it was good to go back and just pick up some of those things again that you haven't seen or that you've forgotten because you remember all the big bits. Forgot a lot of little bits. You know, I would watch it if it was on again. I'm not sure I'm going to reach for it, but I did enjoy watching it. I'm going to give it 3.75.
3.75 Shirley's. Like,
I think there's a fair bit of that's in nostalgia as well,
100%.
and what it meant to you as a kid, like when you're watching it. Because I remember belly laughing at this movie, so there's a lot of nostalgic part of that.
Yeah, I think
but we don't have to, you know, justify our ratings to anyone. So
no, so get fucked. But I agree with you, Gow. I think a lot of I'm giving this 4 Shirleys, and a lot of that is based around nostalgia. But watching this today, it made me just really appreciate how it doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I think that today, a lot of comedies don't have the balls to do what this did, and just
different times.
Different times.
More wokeness.
Absolutely.
And then people can't get away with some of this.
100%. And then look,
it's fear.
There's reasons for it. But I think for me, I still enjoyed this. I'm with you. I probably would go to it again. And I will watch it again for sure. I know that I've watched it with both Isabel and Luke, and they both enjoyed it as well. So I will watch it again. It's not Kondo.
I mean, I would watch it if it's on. I don't know if I'd go take it out and go, oh, that's the movie we should put on. Unless we came around and you said, I want to watch Flying High, I'd happily watch it.
Yeah.
If it was on, I'd leave it on and watch it.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know what? It's the kind of movie that it's perfect background noise.
Background, yeah.
Because there's no plot.
Yeah.
And it's just, you could turn on and you could see 10, you could have 10 laughs.
You can watch the funny bits and go, right, I'm going to do something, and then you come back, or you're looking at your phone, you're doing whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, G-Man, where does that put Flying High in the pantheon of the rank bank?
Okay, it brings us in at 3.88 Shirley's. Now, again, there's a few in here. 3.88, No Good for Us Babies.
Oof. That's Rocky 2.
Yep. Blue-Eyed Wet Dreams.
That's Dune.
Skid Mark Jumpsuits.
That's Running Man.
And obviously Shirley's right above 3.83. Particular set of skills.
Taken.
3.83 6-term senators.
Shooter.
And hoverboards.
Back to the Future 2.
Yep. And right below, 3.92 chock full of nuts.
That's Escape from New York.
Well, there's actually quite a few, but there's Coming to America, Rocky 3, Misery, Anchorman, Dirty Harry, Escape from New York. So it's in good company there.
Good company. Where would it sit?
So that puts us at number 92.
Okay, top half.
Top half. Well, it's an equal 89th then, because it's got a few ahead of it there.
Yeah, top half. Like that.
Yep.
G-Man, we've done it again. We've gotten to the end of the episode. Another one. We are counting down the episodes to our 200th, which is in a couple of weeks.
What are we doing for 200?
Boogie Nights.
Yes, I like it. We talked about Boogie Nights not long ago.
Yeah, we're going to do Boogie Nights. So all 4 of us will be on deck.
Oh, yeah.
Next week, we're going to be probably looking at possibly a solo episode, as I will be away in the US of A. And I might do a solo episode while I'm on the road. Might talk about the best of 2025.
Talk about the best in-flight movie.
I could do that.
Entertainment that you
there's
see.
There's not much on.
See what's on the flight.
Could do
tell
that.
Tell us.
I might send a questionnaire to our 3 other co-hosts and get some feedback on their thoughts on 2025. We can do a bit of introspection for 25.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Somehow
let's just do some honest feedback. Let's just get us all in a room and some honest
a room of mirrors. A room of mirrors. G, it's always a pleasure sharing the airwaves with you. People, share to your friends, share to your enemies. No homework for this week, but if you want to prep for our 200th episode, it is Boogie Nights, which will be a good one. A lot of fun. Mate, enjoy.
Thank you. Enjoy the US of A.
Shall do. Quick trip over there. Any listeners from the US of A? I'm going to be, around Missouri and possibly Chicago. So if anyone wants to catch up, flick us a DM.
Whitey's going out to the heartland of our fan base.
Definitely. Missouri is heartland, actually. We've got quite a few listeners in Missouri.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll see how many baits get nibbled while we're there. Awesome, people. Thanks again for listening. Please share, everyone. Choppers, keep sending voicemails, and you're allowed to eat corned beef. No one else is, because it's shit. G-Man, thank you.
Peace out.
Bye for now.